If it is the latest film to come from director John Krasinski, but is it the best of the best? Hey everyone, welcome to Cinema, where we focus on the film. I'm Josh, this is Simply Cinema. Let me know down in the comments below how you would rank John Krasinski's film from your least favorite to your favorite. Make sure to like this video if you enjoy it, subscribe when you're ready to join in the film culture community where we love to talk about the love of cinema as a whole. But going into it, in last place, we have brief interviews of Hideous Men, one that I don't particularly find bad in its particular style, but it is very niche and not particularly one that I would love to be rewatching or really had a joy watching it even the first time as I prepared for this ranking. And just what you get out of it, it's a focus on feminism and interviews with these men and just all the different ideals that they have set up. But I don't believe all of this is meant to be real interviews, and so it's set up in a way that's partially fictional, even if these ideals for feminism is real in the story that's being established, because of everything that's balanced out with the assignment that's set before them. And the style of editing is interesting and makes it more intriguing than if it was chronological versus the non-linear route that it takes with this. But ultimately, still the subject is a weird way of exploring this natural thing that's not in a documentary, not in some real interview style. And so while it does have that common interest, it is very niche and not always one I want to rejoin. And coming in at number 4, we have If Imaginary Friends, one that I do enjoy the feature and everything that makes it charming as a whole, but ultimately some of the humor fell a little off. It was a little dry in some means, and what you're getting from the exploration of this film isn't too imaginative with its storyline, and what you get first with the first half and where it turns into the second half sort of loses its focus. And while certain ideas of how it transitions can make sense for the plotline that's going about, it still feels like there's something that was missing from the key pieces that would make this film more lively. And while it has been praised and loved by many fans, it never really connected with me fully, even if I do enjoy the general gist and everything we get from the vibe, everything you get from the exploration of these. But also it is fairly only decent with the way it explores some of the characters that are a little under the weather and not too exploratory with the nature of their personalities. And coming in number 3, we have The Hollers, one that is really right up my alley. Just this almost depressing, a mixture of life that's not necessarily philosophical, but a nature of real life that is fictional in this sense. And just what we get from Richard Jenkins as a father is great in this role, and in the whole family as well. It creates unconventional relationships that can be very real, and things that is portrayed when life gets tough and disconnections between family members. There's something to be said about how well it is crafted. It is not always enjoyable. It's not the best I've seen of these real life story type of deals, but for something early on in John Krasinski's career, what we're getting out of this is something that still clicks in all of the many right notes, and what they do with all the touchy subjects and emotions and all of these different controversial ideas that they're exploring in this story is something really good and something I would really enjoy watching every once in a while. And coming in number 2, we have Quiet Place Part 2, one that continues off, carries all the good elements of the first Quiet Place, and it enables that to explore and open the world and the setting up to somewhere new, going on more of a journey within this one, more than staying in one place like the first one did, and that really opens up to new opportunities, what they're doing, and not always feeling you're seeing the same setting time and time again. And you're also going into the verbal usage of meeting new people, new characters to this, which can be good, can be a little upsetting at sometimes, just with how you're not always getting the Quiet Place type of vibe of it's just the silence that really builds up upon the horror aspect of this franchise, and what you get built up from that, and just the characters, something you can say about how they're established is really neat, really great, and there's some neat editing techniques that can throw some of the pacing off a bit, even if it is neat how certain things connect based on the fact that you're having this character in this place, this character in this place, and they have parallel lines of action that is going on at the same time, but that can also break up the flow as a whole. But that leaves at number 1, The Quiet Place, one I just really enjoy for the nature of how it builds attention, being cramped more in this one place, and also having an open world within this. You're getting very little about the backstory, about how things are started, but you still get just enough, and you establish and get into the lives of the characters from the get-go because of the connection to the emotional scene at the beginning, and what you have from that builds upon the tension, builds upon the stakes of the story, of the characters getting connected with a loss of what they are facing, while also striving to move forward with their life, being innovative with their craft, and you're not seeing the full picture of where things are headed, but that sort of is the wonder of the mystery that keeps you engaged, keeps you captivated to what these beasts and aliens are, how they are really set in place within this world, and how this family has to regard those creatures and thrive and live on within this earth that is really taken over, and the numbers of humans have dwindled to where you see their representations by visuals alone, and not just telling you numbers on the screen of how well this apocalyptic world is built up and captured, utilizing sound to its fullest extent by having silence work wonders and having a good music score that really builds up the tension along the way, and not to mention a great cast as well that really establishes all the character relationships. And so that's just my ranking of John Krasinski's film, from my least favorite to my favorite. Let me know down in the comments below how you would rank this film. Make sure to like this video if you enjoy it, subscribe if you're ready to join in the film culture community where we talk about the love of cinema as a whole. Thank you for watching, bye for now.